Hi guys, today I'm going to do a collection tour of my signed albums, and so that the video isn't too long and boring, I'm going to try and speed through this. We'll see how this goes. So this is my Dream Note signed Dream Wish album. This is the only album that I haven't purchased from Mwave. So all the other albums you'll see I've purchased from Mwave. This one was bought from Makestar, and this was an all member signed. Next I have a Cherry Bullet album. This was their debut. Let's Play with Cherry Bullet. This is a all member signed. So now I have SF9, which is the Feeling and Sensation album. This was all member signed. And then I have a Break-In Sensation, I think this one is. Some of the albums are black, so the black pen doesn't show up as well. Then we have Everglow. So I have the first album, which is Arrival of Everglow. This album's so pretty, and it's all member signed. This is the Hush Everglow album, again all member signed. I do have the Reminiscence one on the way, and also obviously due to current circumstances I'm not sure when it will arrive or if it will arrive at this point. I also have some of the Blue Eyes albums bought from Mwave, and I also have Itzy's. So those are the only albums that I'm kind of like waiting on. And then we have I-dle. So this was all member signed. This is the I Am album, the first one. And then this is the I Made album. And then I have Itzy's first album, it's Icy. So I have Leah's signature. And I have Rugin's. So these are my top two. I have Fromis 9's Fun album. This album is so big. I'm so happy they did like an Mwave signed album. This is the orange version, it's all member. And then we have the pink version. I just think this looks really pretty. Obviously their signatures look very chaotic, but I just really like the colors, and it's easy to see the signatures and everything. And then next I have Unit Black slash Into It. They're the same group, but they kind of debuted as Unit Black first, and then they promoted as Unit Black first, and then they debuted as Into It with the final lineup from Boys 24. So I have their album, which is Still Your Heart, which is really pretty. It's all member signed. And then same for this. And then I have Into It. So I have the Snapshot album. This is their signatures. So we have their signatures here. And then I have their Into the Night Fever album. I also feel like I haven't mentioned that for the most part, if I like a group or I really like a group, I tend to buy their signed version of the album. But for the most part, I kind of just focus out more on the alt groups, and then I might get like a couple for non-alt groups. So I have Momoland's Run to the World. This is a all member signed. I also like to get like an album for each of the groups I like but I don't collect. And then same with WJSN. So I have Sola's signed album, She's My Bias. I just wanted to get this album. I really loved this album when it came out. This came out really good, and I wanted to get something of Sola's. And then I have Twice. So I showed this in my latest Twice collection video. I have the Story Begins, which is all member. I really love this album. This is definitely one of my prized possessions, especially signed album wise. But yeah, I think it's just really pretty. And obviously it was their debut album, so it's really nice to have it. And then for page 2, I have Jungyeon's, I have Mina's, I have Jihyo's, and I have Dahyun's. For the Twice Coaster Lane 1 album, I have Mina's again, I have Jihyo's, I have Momo's, I have Jungyeon's again. For the IZ*ONE Colorize albums, I have Yuri, Yena, Eunbi, Minju, and Sakura. And then for Colorize, I have Yuri. I have all of the same members again. Yena. Then I have Eunbi. It's a bit harder to see. Sakura. And then I have 2 Minju, so I have the green version. And I have a blue version. For IOI, I have What a Man. And then I have Miss Me, which is very, very hard to see the signatures. You can kind of see them if it's a bit slanted. And then I have all of Chungha's signed albums. Well, the ones she's done signed albums for. So I have her debut, which is Hands on Me. And then we have Offset. So her signature is there. and the other version of Offset. And here we have Bloom in Blue. And then we have the Flourishing album. So her signature is in silver here, which I like. Astro and Gfriend are the groups where I have the most signed albums for, because I have a signed album for every version of their album. Again, this is for the albums that have signed versions, because there are some like limited and special albums that don't. So we have Spring Up. We have Summer Vibes. We have Autumn Story, the orange version. The red version. Winter Dream. I have Dream Part 1, the blue version. I don't know what the like different names are, if there are any. Wait, no, I do. This is the day version. And then the Dream Part 1 night version. Dream Part 2. I don't actually know the names for this version. It's also kind of hard to see because of the grass. The other version of Dream Part 2. And here we have Rise Up. For these albums, they signed on the back. So we have All Light, the white version. The green version. One thing I'm grateful for Astro is that they did all members signed for every album. To be honest, they haven't announced if they're doing signed albums for the latest release yet, but I will cry if it ends up going to single member versions, because I like having all members. This is the gold version of Blue Flame. Then we have the blue version of Blue Flame. And then lastly, I have Gfriend. So this is definitely my biggest signed album collection. So yeah, I have the Season of Glass album. This album is like so rare and like hard to get. I did buy this from a reseller just so I could have a complete signed collection. I'm very happy to have this. Their signatures are so pretty. Then I have Flower Bud. Again, I bought this from someone on eBay a month later after release, because I decided I want to get signed albums of Gfriend. And then we have Snowflake. So this was when I started buying it directly from Mwave. By the way, obviously these are all members signed. It gets to a point when they stop doing that. Then we have LOL, so we have Lots of Love version. Laughing Out Loud version. Then here we have the Awakening. This is very hard to see, but yeah. The other version of the Awakening. Then we have one version of Parallel. And we have the other. Rainbow, again, very hard to see signatures, but you can kind of see Yaren's, Daewon, Unna's is very faint like here. And then we have Yuju, Umji, and Shinbi's there. It's like very hard to tell on this album. And then moving on from here, they did individual member signed albums. This is the Time for the Moon Night, and I'm pretty sure this is Yuju's. Sorry if I get any of these wrong, their signatures kind of confuse me a little bit. But yeah, I think this is Yuju's. Shinbi and Yaren. So to be honest, my luck is I never pull Yaren, who is my boss. So for the most part, I've pulled other members and then bought Yaren's. I think I've mostly bought it from K-Bot Town, who sometimes resell the albums they purchase from Mwave. I think I pulled it from one album. And then we have Shinbi. I always pull Shinbi for some reason. I pull Shinbi and I feel like I pull Yuju quite a lot. Yaren. I think the other album I pulled was So On. And then I think for the Time for the Moon Night, I pulled Umji instead of Yaren. And then Unha. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is So On. Let me know if I'm wrong. And then we have Yaren. So this was the first and only time I've pulled Yaren's signed album. Oh, also, I don't think I've said, these two albums are Sunny Summer. And then these are Time for Us. And then from Fever Season, I have Unha, which is very small. But yeah, that's Unha signed. I pulled Shinbi and Yaren. So I pulled, I think, Yuju for this album. Again, I just bought Yaren's. And then for their latest release, Labyrinth, I have Shinbi. And then I have Yaren. And another Yaren. So all of these I purchased from K-Bot Town instead of Mwave Direct for this one, just because I was a bit late at purchasing this. I'm kind of glad, because then obviously I could choose who I wanted, because with K-Bot Town you can usually like pick, if it's a random member sign, who you want. Sometimes they don't let you do that, but like for the most part I found that the groups that I've wanted to buy, they've done it. But yeah, that was it for my signed albums collection. Hopefully you guys enjoy that kind of thing. I'm not sure. I also want to disclaimer that I hope this doesn't come across like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to share with you guys. I do really enjoy watching other people's collections. I don't know, I just find it very interesting, and I hope you guys are taking care. So yeah, I'll see you next time with another video. Bye.